Hello, friends. I'm coming to you today with another midweek meditation. Today is Wednesday, September 9th, and I'd like to begin by sharing some verses from one of the Psalms, Psalm 25, verses 1 through 5. This is a prayer, a Psalm of David. It's a prayer for guidance and for deliverance. It begins this way. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. O my God, in you I trust. Do not let me be put to shame. Do not let my enemies exult over me. Do not let those who wait for you be put to shame. Let them be ashamed who are treacherous. Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. And our story today is, again, I'm taking from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, by Richard Carlson. This is message number 19, Lower Your Tolerance to Stress. It seems that we have it backward in our society. We tend to look up to people who are under a great deal of stress, who can handle loads of stress, and those who are under a great deal of pressure. When someone says, I've been working really hard, or I'm really stressed out, we are taught to admire, even emulate their behavior. In my work as a stress consultant, I hear the proud words, I have a very high tolerance to stress, almost every day. It probably won't come as a surprise that when these stressed out people first arrive in my office, more often than not, what they are hoping for are strategies to raise their tolerance to stress even higher, so they can handle even more. Fortunately, there is an inviolable law in our emotional environment that goes something like this. Our current level of stress will be exactly that of our tolerance to stress. You'll notice that the people who say, I can handle lots of stress, will always be under a great deal of it. So if you teach people to raise their tolerance to stress, that is exactly what will happen. They will accept even more confusion and responsibility until again their external level of stress matches that of their tolerance. Usually it takes a crisis of some kind to wake up a stressed out person to their own craziness. A spouse leaves, a health issue emerges, a serious addiction takes over their life. Something happens that jolts them into the search for a new kind of strategy. It may seem strange, but if you were to enroll in the average stress management workshop, what you would probably learn is to raise your tolerance to stress. It seems that even stress consultants are stressed out. What you want to start doing is noticing your stress early, before it gets out of hand. When you feel your mind moving too quickly, it's time to back off and regain your bearings. When your schedule is getting out of hand, it's a signal that it's time to slow down and reevaluate what's important, rather than power through everything on your list. When you are feeling out of control and resentful of all that you have to do, rather than roll up your sleeves and get to it, a better strategy is to relax, take a few deep breaths, and go for a short walk. You will find that when you catch yourself getting too stressed out early, before it gets out of your control, your stress will be like the proverbial snowball rolling down the hill. When it's small, it's manageable and easy to control. Once it gathers momentum, however, it's difficult, if not impossible, to stop. There's no need to worry that you won't get it all done. When your mind is clear and peaceful and your stress level is reduced, you will be more effective and you will have more fun. As you lower your tolerance to stress, you will find that you will have far less stress to handle, as well as creative ideas for handling the stress that is left over. Sometimes when I read the Psalms, and a lot of the Psalms are credited to King David, and we remember that King David was one of the greatest kings of Israel ever, and we remember his greatness and all the wonderful things that were attributed to him. But then I read some of these Psalms and I hear David over and over again praying to God to help him and strengthen him against his enemies. And so there's this reminder that even King David did not always have it easy, and that he too had to handle a lot of stress. And so like King David, I think we can turn to the Lord. To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. In you, O God, I put my trust. That's a reminder that whenever things feel like they're snowballing out of control, when we are under a lot of stress and all the craziness that's going on around us, the first and best thing we can do always is to turn to God. To turn to God in prayer, meditation, take a walk and talk with God along the way. Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Lead me in your truth and teach me. My friends, I hope you will always turn to God first and let the Lord teach you and lead you, and that your path may be straight. In his name we pray. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and see you all on Sunday.